Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron channel. I got a good question on Facebook last night on my Facebook page. Somebody wanted to know, of all the programs I've ever written, what program I would recommend to get big and strong, like old school power lifter Doug Young. If you know who Doug Young is, you know he was a big power builder. I'm kind of a power builder. I started out with a love of bodybuilding and I got into powerlifting. And I'm kind of, a big, strong guy. I'm kind of not quite in Doug Young's class, but I'm in his shadows. But Doug and I share that. We're power builders. Somebody wanted to know what type of program would be, a good program to build muscle and strength like Doug Young of all the workouts I've created. So I want to talk about that in this video. Before I do so, if you have a question, you can check out the link below. Submit your questions. They come straight to my inbox. The best questions I turn into videos just like this. So I pulled, it took some time this morning. I was a little bit foggy, and I decided, excuse me, of all the programs I've written a lot of workouts. And before I dive into this program, folks will ask me, why do you write so many workouts? It gets confusing. Well, they're all effective. They're just different ways to get up the mountain using basically the same exercises. And variation is good because it gives you choices. And if one choice excites you or motivates you to work out, then that's great. So I like to put a lot of different choices and options out there so you can find one that motivates you. And one isn't necessarily better than the other, but it's the best one for you is the one that you're going to that's really going to motivate you to hit the gym. So with that said, let's get into it. If I had to pick one program that could give you that raw power building, as much muscle and strength as humanly possible, it would be a program I just put together last year on Tiger Fitness. It's called Big, Brutal, and Bold. You can find that, I'm going to link it below, but you can also find it on Google, Big, Brutal, and Bold. Steve Shaw, Tiger Fitness, if you Google all that stuff. But here's why I like this program especially. It's based off the Power, Muscle, and Burn system that was extremely popular when I was with Muscle and Strength for 5 or 6 years. And that system is based off what I did my first 10 or 12 years in the gym. I got incredibly strong, incredibly big during that time, using this style of programming. And it was taught to me by my mentor back in 1986. And basically, you go in, he taught me, you go in and you hit some heavy work. You start off with heavy work. His advice was the 4 to 6 rep range. And then you go in and do rep work, like 8 to 12 reps. His advice was 8 to 12 reps, rep range work. And then you go in and you do more burn work. He didn't call it burn work at the time, but you do more high rep work. So his advice was 2 sets of heavy work, 2 to 4 sets of moderate volume work, and then 2 sets of burn work. So that's what I did. Basically use that kind of structure for 12 years, and it got me very big and very strong. I modified it over the years, of course, but the Big, Brutal, and Bold system, there's a 4-day and 5-day split. I like to give 5-day options because some guys simply like 5 options. But I'm going to cover this. Each workout for the major muscle groups, you're going to have 2 bold sets. And you're going to have 4 big sets, 4 brutal sets, and 1 burn set. Now I'm going to explain what that means. That's for the major muscle groups. So for major muscle groups, you're going to have 2 bold sets, and you got to call them something, so I just call them bold sets. You're going to have 4 big sets, 4 brutal sets, and 1 burn set. That's for the major muscle groups. That's 11 total sets. For minor muscle groups, which include like arms and hamstrings, you're going to have 3 big sets, 3 brutal sets, and 1 burn set. So you're not going to have a bold set. You're not going to have a really low rep set with a compound movement. The details of the 4-day split are linked below again, but I'm going to give you an example. We're going to start off and we're going to look at the quad workout. And the quad workout's going to start with quads, hamstrings, and abs. So it's basically a leg day. It's going to start with bold. You're going to start with 2 sets of 6 reps-ish on squats. And then you're going to have 2 big exercises where you do 2 sets. These are more your rep work. You're going to have leg press and hack squats. So those are going to be 10 plus reps. Then you're going to have brutal, which is more high volume rep work, using more of an isolation style movement or a moderate compound. Here we're going to do lunges, 4 sets of 15. And then we're going to do a burn set for quads, which is going to be leg extensions, 1 set by 50 reps. And if you want to find out more specifics, again, check out the link below. Then we're going to move on to hamstrings, which are more of a minor muscle group, not minor in size, but since we've already worked our quads pretty good and our hamstrings as well, we're going to start off with stiff leg deadlifts for our big, 3 sets of 10. Then we're going to do like reverse hypers, glute ham raise, or reverse hack squats, 3 sets of 15. Then we're going to do burn reps, 1 set of 50 reps. So that's basically how the program works. You're going to start out with a compound movement and do about 6 rep sets. You're going to do 2 sets of that. Then you're going to do 4 sets of more volume work using more moderate compounds or heavy machine exercises. Then you're going to jump in and you're going to do more volume work using more of a isolation style movement. 4 sets of 15 reps, and then you're going to do a burn set, so kind of a finisher. The burn sets or pump sets are actually very good for muscle mass as well. So basically you're going to target a muscle group with compounds, lighter compounds, machines. You're going to do heavy reps, you're going to do burn reps, you're going to do volume work. You're going to get the whole spectrum in this program of pump work, of volume work, of heavy work. So it's a really good mix of strength. It's a really good mix that attacks the muscle building process in a number of methodical ways. Again, volume, pump, heavy work, etc., the whole spectrum. So this is a great program. This style of training is a great style of program for the power builder, the guy out there that just wants to get as big, as strong as humanly possible. He doesn't necessarily know if he wants to be a bodybuilder or power lifter, but he just wants a lot of strength and the size to back it up. So again, you can check out the link to this program below. There's a 4-day split, and I'll also put the 5-day split link below as well. Great question. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, again, check out the link below. If you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.